In this short video, I'm going to go over the editing part of the ADR process because this is really important to getting high quality, convincing and unnoticeable ADR, because it's all about the lip sync. And a lot of the time it's very hard for an actor or for anyone to lip sync perfectly, and a lot of the time it's very, very slightly out. But of course that's where editing comes in, and with some slight adjustments we can make it absolutely perfect. And then after that, I'm going to quickly add some EQ just to make it sound as similar as possible as well. So this is a video I just recorded. First of all, let's listen to it with the original audio. Here is a video demonstrating the recording and editing process of ADR. So it sounds fine, but I'm using it as an example. Imagine that had loads of background noise, or for example, this word here maybe was just missing and it was something like this. Here is a video demonstrating recording and editing because maybe it went corrupt or a cable came unplugged. Whatever reason it is that the audio is ruined, unusable, or completely missing perhaps. But it's much, much easier when you do have the original audio, because what you're going to see now is that we're going to line up the ADR recording with the original, and that's kind of what this whole process is.
Here is a video demonstrating.
It's really just lining the two up. So let's make this window, let's just put it down here. So I've got 3 different takes here, and I used playlists in Pro Tools to record them. So these are 3 different versions of the ADR. First of all, let's put it around the same clip gain. So this is the 3rd take, 2nd take, and 1st take here. Now, what I could do now is actually change this to playlist view, and like a vocal, I could actually compile this. So maybe the first word here, it looks like in the 3rd take, I was kind of most accurate. So let's make this smaller. So I could highlight that and move that up. And then in this take, it was probably best there. Move that up, get that rid of that bit in between. But already you can see that I'm pretty far off. So you could go through and do it like that. What I'm going to do now is just make do with this one that we've got at the top here. So what I need to do now is actually move all of this in line. So let's close the playlist, and you could do the same in Logic or Reaper with takes and the quick edit tool in Logic. But let's just say this is all we've got to work with. So let's have a listen first and see how far off it is. Let's mute the original audio and unmute our new audio. Here is a video demonstrating the recording and editing process of ADR. So it's already pretty convincing. You can see a bit of a stumble there where there's that gap. The recording and recording. So we need to fix that. But then let's convince it to the original audio in terms of quality.
Here is a video.
Here is a video. So it was recorded in the same room, so it sounds very, very similar. Same room, same mic. Slightly bassier, probably because I got a bit closer to the mic to do the ADR. So we'll fix that in a second. First of all, let's have a look at all of these words. So the first word there is pretty much in, but all of these are lagging behind. And that's what you'll normally find, is that the ADR is slightly behind the original. And that, of course, is because the actor is trying to keep up with the lip sync. And you're kind of reacting on a very fast scale. So you can see here what actually happens is I start late but then speed up. So if I move to the beginning so it was in line, the end would then be out. So generally you have to find a compromise. You can start using flex and stretching it, but that's another tutorial in itself. So for now, let's just stick with moving it, and let's move that there. That looks pretty well in sync. So just lining up these waveforms. Move that a tiny bit more, and then this one here is way out, so let's move that up there. Again, kind of find a compromise, and this we can push back. Anywhere that there's a gap, you can push back. So try to only add edit points in the gaps, because if you add edit points halfway through, that's when you're going to start making it noticeable. So we're starting to creep up on that one there. Again, a bit of silence there, so I can move that in. We'll test that out, but that might be, you can see now is becoming kind of too eager. Let's just check they're the same words. of 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 a. Yep, it is. So let's just keep lining these up, blah blah blah, and almost there. There we go. So let's zoom back out, and now we can have another listen and see if that's kind of more in sync. Let's delete that as well. Here is a video demonstrating the recording and editing process of ADR. So you can see they're a bit rushed at the beginning. Here is a video and I seem to have skipped a word. There's an A missing. So let's fix that. Let's just get rid of that and push this back. Here is a video So whenever you go wrong, just resort back to the original. Here is a video Here is a video That seems fine to me. So now the next step, which I've already started doing there, you might have seen, is to now add crossfades and make sure all of our edit points are unnoticeable. There's no pops or clicks. So we just, in Pro Tools, just use the tool up there. I've already done it there, like so. And just go through and do this to the whole track. Whenever you have two overlapping, add a crossfade, like so. And we're done. So now let's have one final listen before we add some EQ. Here is a video demonstrating the recording and editing process of ADR. So that looks pretty convincing to me. You can't really tell that it's replicated audio, and especially if you're not looking out for it, that's the thing here. So many films use ADR, but you just don't notice it because it's done really well. So the next step now is to just match these two. So I'm just going to loop these. Here is a video demonstrating the recording and process of ADR. Here is a video demonstrating the recording process. Yep, so it's just a bit too bassy. So let's go to our mixer. And let's add some EQ. And all I'm going to do here is just use a low shelf, if we have one. Let's have a listen to that. Here is a video demonstrating, and then the original. Here is a video. Here is a video. So it's still not quite there. It might need a slight boost on the top end as well. Here is a video. Here is a video. Here is a video. And so on and so forth. Here is a video. Here is a video. So that's now sounding more like it's kind of higher mids. Here is a video. Here is a video. And maybe a bit less low mids. Here is a video. Here is a video. So we're getting there. You see the process. What I'm doing now is just using EQ. And then you might also need to use reverb to replicate the acoustical space that it was originally recorded in, if you're recording in a different location. If this dialogue has been compressed, you'll also need to use some compression and match that too, so that it all sounds very consistent. And that's it. Make sure to go check out the full tutorial, read through it if you haven't already. If you're on YouTube, check that out on Envato Touch Plus, because this is only part of that tutorial. But thanks for watching and hope that's helpful.